I think it's something that affects every citizen in a democracy. Where it's a film that has at its heart the subject matter of transparency of information and access to information and the ability to question structures and institutions of power and our right to do that in a democracy. And it debates how complex morally, socially, politically, and legally whistleblowing the transparency of information is.
I'll tell you after I've seen the film.
I had a very brief email exchange at the beginning of the film where he basically said, "I don't want any part of this film," and that was the end of that communication. No, the real influence was recorded footage and accounts, including his own, his unauthorized autobiography. We had a great time. It sort of chimes as being the perfect marriage between a festival that's very public friendly. I mean, the film's called The Fifth Estate, which is a new form of people journalism. So I think, as long as people come out of here interested and intrigued and want to debate the issues in the film and are entertained by that and carry the discussion on outside, that's fantastic. We've achieved our goal. And
thank you. Oh, there it is. It's not mine. I don't have that many long ones left. I think the thing, he, as well as calling it an act of propaganda, has always described it as the anti-WikiLeaks movie. And I think anybody who sees this movie will, that's one thing that's just, it's a flat-out celebration of WikiLeaks and what they did, So I think, yes, there are scenes that are critical of him. I think ultimately, I hope, a very, very balanced portrait. I think he might ultimately be surprised. We'll see.
Where the truth lies. The film is still a fiction film. It's not a documentary, but still. I hope that it encourages people to be more interested in what WikiLeaks stood for, and encourages people to have a bit more, a political conscience, a certain political conscience, and also the courage to, get involved more in, what we call civil journalism.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it was it was amazing to see, just to kind of get a glimpse of what it must have been like to really be playing a part in that whole story unfolding, and how dangerous it felt, and how paranoid they became, and yeah, amazing.
It's a very divisive figure. People either love him or they hate him, but whichever way you slice it, I don't really know what to do. I think he's an extraordinary figure to drop.
I am. I have to wait till January like everyone else now. I live in New York, so I got to wait for PBS to air it.
It's very now. It's a subject and a topic and a debate that has been going on for now a couple of years. And I think the subject is so now at the moment, and it's such a public debate. And to be here opening up the film, and we're going to have, apparently I heard that so many people inside of this theater is going to see it tonight. I really hope that it will be a continuation of the already existing debate about transparency, about information in our society. And,
really want to know what's going on. And it's not per se, this film is not a pro or anti-Julian Assange film, and it's not meant to be like.
It's so nice to have that range, and also to play someone who actually exists, who sits right there while you're acting, which always gives it a little bit more pressure, and you feel like you have to, I feel a lot of responsibility to her.
So